2019. I'm 19, just starting college, and developing the muscle of forming my own opinions and interests. Of those, I'm really starting to get into video games. Around this time, a small and up-and-coming YouTuber, maybe you've heard of him, Video Game Donkey, gets recommended to me by my roommate. Quickly, I realize he has the world record on Bowser's Big Bean Burrito, and he becomes one of my favorite YouTubers on the entire platform. Naturally, I started to watch more and more of his videos, and I began to garner a respect for him and his takes within the gaming space. Still being quite young and having quite a malleable brain, I remember one video in particular that really stuck with me. It's his video on game critics, but specifically, it's his take on turn-based combat.
But you know what I hate much more than anime? Turn-based combat. For real, I despise this shit. There's like 2 games that figured out how to make it fun, but those don't count. Turn-based combat is fucking boring, tedious, and draining. It is the opposite of fun.
Fair take, this guy obviously doesn't like turn-based combat. Valid opinion, but at the end of the day, it's just that, one person's opinion. However, when dumbass 19-year-old Sam watched this at the time, I was still developing my own tastes and interests in the video game space. And since I really started to respect and revere Donkey's credibility, I unconsciously, keyword underline unconsciously, started to internalize his sentiments. I had never really played turn-based games besides a bit of Pokemon and XCOM 2 a few years prior, which I loved, so I really didn't have enough experience in the genre to form my own conclusion. The way that Donkey described turn-based games really struck a chord with me in aspects that I really disliked in games. Tediousness, a slower pace, random encounters? Nuh-uh. Turn-based games aren't for me. Turn-based games are bad. So I parroted the thoughts of someone I respected as my own opinion, barring myself from any critical thinking or analysis for 4 years. It's 2024. I'm 24. I just graduated college a year prior, wrote 1 million essays for assignments, and I developed just a little bit of my own critical thinking skills. I'm looking for something new to play, something refreshing and a different speed than what I'm used to playing. I've heard great things about a game called Persona 5 Royal. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam? Okay. But it's a turn-based game. Yeah, I should pass. But why though? Why do I dislike turn-based games? I remember Donkey saying years ago that he disliked them, but have I ever really tried them myself? Let's see, well, I played XCOM 2, and I love that game. I was so bad at it, but I loved strategizing and how refreshing it felt compared to other games I was playing at the time. You know what? Fine. Let's give this Persona game a try. That was one of the greatest games I've ever played. I loved a life sim, turn-based anime JRPG. These are some of my favorite games of all time, and this joined that group. The character writing is top-notch, and the story is gripping from start to finish in this type of a game. I actually really enjoyed reading text-based dialogue. The OST helped me fall in love with acid jazz and change the course of my music taste forever. And the turn-based combat was fun. The turn-based combat was harmonious, bouncing back and forth like the jazz music that backs it. Character B takes a verse, C throws in a solo, D supports A with a killer bass line, then A finishes things off with the hook. Call and response style, your characters bounce off of one another, targeting weaknesses, applying status effects, buffing one another, and doing damage. You really have to think if you want to create the slickest, most efficient path to victory. It's almost like playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater chaining together combos. It's super satisfying and most importantly, super fun. Persona 5 Royal, huh? I love this game and it was turn-based? It must have just been that special, such a masterpiece, that it transcended the genre, right? It's 2025. I'm 25. Really not that much later, maybe like 6 months. I'm looking for something new to play, a game to switch things up. But what's this? Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've heard great things about the Yakuza series. Very positive reviews. Okay, awesome. But it's a turn-based game. I probably won't like this one. Turn-based games are boring, remember? But maybe that thinking is wrong. Persona 5 Royal is definitely a masterpiece, but maybe it isn't the only game that transcends the genre. You know what? Let's give this Yakuza game a try. Okay, this game wasn't as good as Persona 5 Royal. It had a lot of issues, but even still, I really love this game. Combat here was a lot less acid jazz-like and more tedious than Persona 5. Add in random encounters and yeah, this game isn't getting a 10 out of 10 for me in gameplay anytime soon. All of this would have theoretically stopped me from playing a game just a little while ago. But you know what? With this game, I really didn't mind. The supporting elements were so great that I stayed invested. One of the most lovable protagonists in Ichiban Kasuga, a strong narrative, and oh my gosh, the side quests. I mean, just look at this.
My partners and shareholders, please accept my most humble apology.
These all kept me with the game until the credits rolled, and it was absolutely worth it. I ended up loving the time that I spent with this game. So what the hell? I can acknowledge that this game has weaknesses that were the direct reasons that I didn't want to play turn-based games in the past, yet I still absolutely adored it. Was Persona 5 not just an outlier? Do I actually like turn-based games? No, it can't be. Was I really not thinking for myself and being a dumb donkey? Ah, that makes me so angry at myself. But perhaps it is my anger that has made me blind to the truth for so long. I see it now. I like turn-based games. They are some of the best. Since then, I'm about halfway through Baldur's Gate 3, and so far that's been like, this game might be better than Persona 5. But I'm not finished yet, so I will wait to cast judgment on it until I roll credits. But the fact is, I really enjoy turn-based games in general. Upon this grand revelation, it made me harbor back to my college essay days, where I first honed my critical thinking skills. With that fresh on my mind, I hope to bestow upon you all a tad bit of my own critical thinking. We live in a digital age, with everyone being connected and everyone having their favorite online personality. During this time, I believe it's really easy to go along with mainstream opinions, or in some instances, parrot an opinion of someone you respect as if it were your own. Is there anything inherently wrong with putting stock in what the public or someone you greatly respect says about a game? Well, no, I don't think so. Is Donkey's opinion about turn-based games valid? Well, absolutely. It's his opinion that he developed after refining his tastes and trying the games for himself. What is wrong is taking something that someone says as gospel and not even attempting to confirm if you actually agree. You don't want to end up like this guy.
I don't have an opinion, and that's why I just like everything that everyone else likes in pop culture.
I didn't even try turn-based games before I wrote them all off as a bad genre, or at least a genre not for me. I didn't even try critic step number 1. Try the damn thing yourself before casting my judgment. All I was really doing was regurgitating an opinion as if I was a parrot. What's that? I didn't let the donkey clip play all the way through in the beginning? There's another sentence?
So when I say Persona 5, a turn-based anime RPG, is actually pretty fun, you should go, damn, okay, maybe that game is alright.
So in a full circle, roundabout way, I stopped parroting an opinion from Donkey by listening to the literal next sentence from Donkey, then parroting it. How ironic is that? But I'll argue that the difference here is that I decided to try something myself for my own opinion on it rather than taking what Donkey said as a fact. Sure, I had Donkey's push to try it, but based on my own form opinion and critical thinking on Persona 5, I then decided to try out Yakuza and Baldur's Gate 3. I was being an absolute idiot to parrot an opinion and write off turn-based games even though I hadn't really tried them. If you've played enough games in a genre to know that you don't like them, that's one thing. But if you haven't even tried one and you're parroting an opinion you heard online, or you're casting a surface level judgment, you're shooting yourself in the foot, my friend. So here's my plea to all gamers, or hell, people for that matter, to honestly examine if you truly dislike something or not, or if you're just regurgitating an opinion someone else has said. If you are exclusively an FPS online gamer, give some single player story games a chance. Many of them can be just as exhilarating as an online match. If you're a comfy core gamer on your 20th Stardew Valley farm, don't be afraid to throw on some God of War, or dare I say, some Mario Galaxy. Try something new. Critically examine if you actually like it or not with your own thoughts before casting judgment or parroting others, okay? But trust me when I say that Sly Cooper is the most underrated franchise that. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, do all that stuff. If you haven't, I'd really appreciate it if you go watch my last month's video. I really put my heart and soul into that one. And again, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you all next month.